Hey, what's going on, guys? The Horror Man back on Wild Eye Wednesday of Wild Eye Week with my review of Main Street Meats. Main Street Meats is a 2017 horror film written and directed by Jeff Lyon. This DVD was distributed by Wild Eye Releasing. A young woman named Cherry is driving through a small town on her way to Vegas when she swerves off the road to avoid hitting a cow. She ends up in a ditch with car trouble, so she hitchhikes to the nearest mechanic. After having her Jeep towed, the mechanic inspects it and claims it will be an easy job. The problem is, the parts he will need to order won't arrive for a few weeks. Cherry has nowhere to go, so she has no choice but to stay in town. She learns of an apartment for rent above a butcher shop called Main Street Meats. It's owned by 3 siblings. Floyd is the older brother. Then there is Sis, the sister, and the younger brother, Nettie. Nettie is mute. He does not speak. Ever since the siblings' mother died, Main Street Meats has not been as successful as it once was. In fact, it is in danger of closing its doors forever. The bank is no longer willing to lend any money, and sales are significantly down. People just don't like the meat at Main Street Meats. Floyd makes a deal with Cherry. He will let her live in the apartment rent-free for as long as she needs, as long as she helps behind the counter. All she will have to do is greet customers and take orders, so she agrees. When a really obnoxious customer gives Nettie a problem one day at the shop, he snaps. He chops off her head. Almost. When Floyd and Sis find out about it, Floyd devises a plan to not only hide the body, but to make a profit. They grind the body up and serve it to customers. And would you believe it, the customers love the meat again. In fact, they love it so much, Floyd can't keep enough in stock. They run out. You know what that means, they'll have to get more. And the only way to do that is for Nettie to go on a killing spree. No one is safe now. It's not just problem customers. 2 hippies meet their grisly fates at the blade of Nettie's cleaver. They make more meat for Main Street Meats. Even the mayor loves the meat. So much, in fact, that he asks Floyd and his family to sponsor the annual meat festival in town. Now they'll need even more inventory than before. 4 topless women sunbathing and playing volleyball become 4 victims. And there are others too, all dying at the hands and blades of the silent but deadly Nettie. Meanwhile, a man named Tommy had come into the butcher shop one day. Sis had a crush on him in high school and still likes him. Because of this, she becomes instantly jealous when Tommy shows interest in Cherry. And her jealousy turns to rage when Cherry reciprocates Tommy's feelings. It all leads to even more of a bloodbath in Main Street Meats. This movie was great. I absolutely loved it. The tone reminded me a lot of Parents with Randy Quaid. The storylines are at least somewhat similar, and while both movies are definitely horror films, they also cross over into dark comedy territory. Main Street Meats, though, is essentially a slasher, especially when Nettie begins his killing spree. At that point, the movie becomes a splatter film, and Herschel Gordon Lewis even has a role. Technically, it's just his voice as a weatherman on the radio, but it still counts. Cherry is very nice to look at, so it's great having her as the main character. The family owners of Main Street Meats are wacky yet likable. It's pretty twisted saying that, considering, but it's true. There are some great gross-out moments, and not just the kills either. There are close-ups of the meat coming through the grinder, and an emphasis on the people eating the meat, which we know is human. There is gratuitous nudity, as I already mentioned, and even with a runtime of approximately an hour and 45 minutes, like Blood Slaughter Massacre, Main Street Meats flies by. It's another longer film that's very well paced. I'll say it again, I absolutely loved Main Street Meats, and I know a lot of people are fans of this one like I am. I totally understand why. Huge shout out to Wild Eye for releasing it. This is, without a doubt, a new favorite of mine. Have you seen Main Street Meats? If so, what do you think of it? Comment below and let me know. Don't forget to check back tomorrow to see what I review next for Wild Eye Week. Thanks for watching, guys. Hit that thumbs up and, be kind, subscribe.